So to continue, there was work that was interesting, and there was some money made, some connections that was more important ultimately, because eventually I would meet, being there all the time, I will meet a woman, I don't even know her name, and I owe her a change as much as I changed Mihai Radu's destiny, in that I insisted that he should must come at the hotel to work and make money with journalists. And eventually he did, though he wouldn't for such a long time. Well, in the same sense, this woman from I don't remember, Lucia. Lucia was the name of my mother. I should have remembered by association, but she worked at the protocol, something like that, of the hotel. And being with journalists, I saw her quite often. We saluted. I was very amiable, very likable at that time somehow. Not anymore. Not for a long time. No, not always. I mean, I was very when my interest was at play, maybe, or somehow it wasn't like was Mr. Nice Guy, I guess. Well, working, yes, that's why I could succeed to a point. So anyway, this lady, I must call her lady. Dă-te mă jos, mă, nu mai termină, mă, mai ți-am adus lemne aici. I brought him a forest of wood and he's still destroying the roof. Ai aici 1000 de lemne. Așa, așa. Okay, sorry for that. It's his fault. So, eventually would start giving me jobs. And one of these jobs would lead to a dramatic change. A few would be like, at one point they had some Galatasaray supporters, and we took them to the stadium. We had some tour with them, to a city tour, something associated with a football match, soccer for Americans. So that was one thing. But then she had a Smithsonian group coming, and that was surely the best, most expensive adventure I've seen. They had to pay the visitors, the clients, those coming on that tour, had to pay, I don't know, it's $5,000 or enough to have the best there is service, and everything included. I'm sorry. Tips. I mean, they would have representatives, quite a few with them, that would take care of bellboys of everything. They didn't have to worry about anything. Everything was included. And they had experts with them, so knowledgeable that, for instance, they had some lectures at one point in one of the conference rooms of the hotel, a large one, where they talked about history here at a certain period in detail, very specialized. I mean, I didn't know what they were talking about. It was about this area, but I was, and not just me. I mean, I could just be ignorant altogether, and whatever they said, it would be news to me. But not just compared with me, so to say. It was objectively speaking, not relatively, very impressive. And they sent me with maybe another, I don't know if they had 2 buses, maybe 3. And as I was fortunately nice and interested in in being of use and being kind, friendly. One man from the group liked me and said, "Well, look, I see you make an effort, you some nice things. I don't know. I want to introduce you to somebody who works at the embassy, an old friend of mine. So, and I will call him and tell him you will be coming." And so he made the connection with Mr. Flowers, who was I would say third in command. That's something like that. The embassy at that time, 1990. He was economic head of the economic section, economic counselor or something like that. Which is, I said, I think it means anyway, one of the important guys. Maybe it's number 4 because they have the ambassador, they have the deputy chief of mission, DCM, and then I would say maybe it's the political counselor. One Mr. Cook I would meet later. I don't know if they were at the same time. And I would meet so many. Colonel Boyd, Termina, the consul with a Pelletier or with a French name, so many. But I will be getting to that. And hence on this route, the lady with the protocol, this tour, Smithsonian, made the connection with the embassy, and that was to be a very special thing. Even if in the first place I met with Mr. Flowers. He looked like Christopher Walken. That was something that hit me at that time. To me, he was very much like, and he even had the air I was thinking, exotic air. And we talked, it was nice, but I didn't know if it's going to get anywhere. I mean, yeah, nice change of ideas on how do you find the country. Nice, I've been to Brasov, something like that, maybe. I mentioned I've been with a journalist at the Intercontinental Hotel doing some things. Time. Met with a guy from music. By that time I don't know if I brought the copy with me, but it was a thing I was proud of, mentioned as a participant in the revolution, quoted in Newsweek. That was something. Maybe the only thing I'll have to show my grandson, if there would be one, or granddaughter, along with these silly notes. And it looked like we would stop there. I mean, we met, was nice, we changed some ideas, but then nothing more. Only turns out it was, and in so many ways life-changing, because he talked with his wife, and ultimately she's the one who changed my life. I mean, it could have been different. I mean, maybe it was, come to think of it, an avenue that I am grateful for, should be grateful for, but then if one is detached a little, maybe I should say it was also an avenue of less magnitude. It didn't really lead to a splendid, glorious career. As a matter of fact, from inside, there's even another view that it was a shitty thing to do, and I didn't amount to much. I don't do much now except these. This is evidence against me, actually, that I have time to waste with these stupid films that a handful watch. For the guys, by the way, I have to try and keep them in focus. I mean, keep focused on them, but they keep moving. So That's one view. Well, a lot of things happened, and in the end, the house and so many things do get their roots, have been made, so to say, with money made from this job working with the embassy, and that's honorable. I was proud in various circumstances to, for instance, drive my car down the alley and park in front of the residence of the American ambassador. That wasn't many times. That was just twice, maybe 3 times. I would say maximum of 5. I can't recall. It wasn't. And it wasn't like a special guest. Oh, welcome, Bralini. How are you? Wonderful friend, noble companion. No, he wants to take some of his guests. And yeah, he was friendly. They were friendly because there were few. In fact, there was Rosa Pepe. I took clients. I took visitors from him. Took them from his hands. Eased his burden. And Gray, Ambassador Gray, came with us on a bus, actually. But I'm moving too fast ahead. It was just to say that, yeah, the working with a journalist, that was interesting, that was exciting, that was, and I forgot to say, maybe it would be for tomorrow, that in the company of Nylander and whatever his name was, Gray, not Gray, again, it's still a familiar name, not Smith, but anyway, the correspondent for the London Times. We went, for instance, when the miners came in the winter, the beginning of 1990, because they came many times. So when they came to find Koposu, the most noble politician we had, a role model, a man of incredible stature. He was tall, in fact, too. He was physically, he was an impressive man. He had been a boxer, strong and tall and impressive. But then when the communists sent him to jail for political reasons, as an opponent, as an important figure in the National Peasants' Party, he lost half his weight in prison. And when he came out, eventually came out, managed to survive because initially he had been so strong, so powerful. He came out emaciated, very thin, and such a gentle, such a noble, such a fantastic person, inspirational, role model, phenomenal. And we were outside his, across the street from the Peasants' Party headquarters at Rossetti Square, with journalists covering the invasion, one of the invasions. Maybe it was the first of the idiots, of miners, cavemen from the caves, actually, from the mines. So, well, in the next episode, maybe I return and talk about this, the miners, the first, the other expedition to the capital, and how we were caught in the middle of it.